Hello, happy bros. Hey, you're about to get a face full of the Kenn Bosak. He's a mentor. That's what I heard. He's a connector. Oh, yeah. He's a brilliant leader. I've seen it. It's Kenn Bosak. Oh, happy bro. You gotta get some Bitcoin and hold it. Happy bros. You gotta get those NFTs and you gotta hodl that stuff. You gotta hodl it. 'Cause I'm Kenn bro. We got your Bitcoin, bro. He's an original. Buy some NFTs and hold them. How many times does he have to tell you? Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. 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 Yeah, we're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Bro, we're going to the moon. Oh yeah, we're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. Real high. Yep. Real high. Hello, happy bros. Come get some Kenn Bosak. Hello, happy bros. Hey, you're about to get a face full of the Kenn Bosak. He's a mentor. That's what I heard. He's a connector. Oh, yeah. He's a brilliant leader. I've seen it. It's Kenn Bosak. Oh, happy bro. You gotta get some Bitcoin and hold it. Happy bros. You gotta get those NFTs and you gotta hodl that stuff. You gotta hodl it. 'Cause I'm Kenn bro. We got your Bitcoin, bro. He's an original. Buy some NFTs and hold them. How many times does he have to tell you? Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Going to the moon.
All right, we're on the air. We're live. I had to do it a little different this time, but everything should look good. Should sound good. Miggy, keep an eye on the chat for me. If you guys are watching on Facebook or if you're watching on Twitter, just let me know how the audio is, how the video is. I'm kind of not at the studio right now, so I don't have all three monitors. So I'm a little disheveled with one screen trying to do this. It's like, how do people work with one screen?
Yeah, it is a little strange.
Okay,
I took a cue from you and did the same, and now I can't do one screen. It's weird.
Yeah, you can't see it, guys, but everything looks good, sounds good on our end. We're gonna go ahead and jump into it. Miggy, thanks as always for being here Monday through Friday, 10 to 11. You're just always there, and I love you for it.
Well, I appreciate you, man. You give me a reason to be here, and I love that we get to do this together and get to talk to cool people like our guest here today. So, always a pleasure. Hello, welcome.
Welcome. Hi.
Hi.
How goes it? So I guess if you'd like, introduce yourself to the audience. Maybe let them know a little bit about, your journey through life and how you ended up where you're at in the space that is crypto.
All right. Well, I'm Pollyanny. I am a multidisciplinary artist and adult content creator. I got into crypto seriously in 2020. Like I was curious about it before that, but in 2020 I experienced like a domino effect of censorship, which led me to look for real solutions, to just being able to put my content out there and sell my art. Um, Solutions that weren't just like create a backup account. Like that's not a real fucking
Yes.
solution. Like that's not an actual solution. Like so I have to do more work. So I was looking for solutions, and somebody kind of like pointed me towards NFTs, and then of course that led me to crypto. And yeah, so since then, you'll have to forgive me, this is so past my bedtime.
I know, right? I'm so sorry. I guess I guess it would be cool to start at the beginning. Like, what was like one of the first platforms that you were exposed to that was like, oh, I can see how I could use this as an alternative to creating a backup account?
Mm, I don't know. I kind of have beef with platforms in general. I guess I kind of always have. I've never seen them as the solution either. Okay, this is how I see platforms. Platforms are like going to a public space, going to a conference or a festival or a mall, right? Like that's where you go to gather with people. But I'm an introvert. I don't want to go to where all the people are, but I want to exist and I want to have my work. So, I guess that's the train ended there.
Got you. No, I got you.
But
The
that's
platforms aren't the means to a solution. They're just another problem occurring, right? Like another thing to be
Right.
kicked off. I get it.
exactly. So, but I mean, I think Hive was like the first, one of the first like crypto things I got into. I started blogging on like the
Really, on Hive?
yeah,
Dude, shout
yeah.
Oh,
out to the
nice.
Steam It fam. I love that.
Yeah, so my first NFT collection was in the NFT showroom, which was on Hive, and it went like surprisingly well. Like I was shocked. Like I put out my first NFT and they all sold, and then I sold like the whole collection. And I put a lot of time into thinking about like, well, how am I gonna like make it cool? How and I had a mentor. So he was just like, I came up with one idea and he was like, no, that's not good enough. And I'm like, okay, all right, let me try again. And that's when I really started to like get passionate about it, because I was like, oh, this is fun. You know what I mean? This is way better than just like selling a piece of art or trying to sell a video or something like that. I'm like, oh, this is like I have to actually think, like this is like way more interesting. So I did like a live painting, like a live stream painting. It was still during like the COVID lockdown thing. So I did like a live stream painting, and then I made this collection of, just images that kind of captured the whole experience. And it's like if you collect them all, then you get the whole set. Like, you know what I mean? You get to see all the videos and the whole ship. And it went really well. So then after that, I kind of like ventured out. I also found some people who were like giving away crypto to pick up trash. And I thought that was super dope as well, because that's something like I already do anyway. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll just make a little time lapse video. I mean, like cleaning up this little area, and it's like earn some crypto. And and then I was like, oh, this is perfect. This is what like the people need. Like people
Yep.
who don't like we don't need the rich people to get richer. Like they already have
Right.
money. Like how do we get money and funds to people who need it? So it's like picking up trash. That's very practical.
Yeah. I've talked to people about actually stuff like that, which are things that I like. And I like that that's something that, brought you into crypto, because for me over these, it's always had to be like practical things. I've always liked having practical things of being, usable in Web3, because there's a lot of people, and, for, I guess, for mass onboarding or whatever, you need practical use and things like that involve everyday life. I met this guy who created this machine that could basically kind of do what you said. It incorporated, there's a lot of people out there that don't have a house. They live on the streets, and one thing that they can do is kind of contribute by picking up trash and garbage around the city. And instead of employing, all these city workers in big trucks, you have people that are there just already available. And he created the system where it would recognize different materials like that you would recycle or
Oh.
compost, And basically he was trying to tie it to like a reward system to, like much like you go to like 7-Eleven, you can do the rewards app and you can build points and stuff. And so his idea was that you could use this and take trash and put it in the compost or the recycling, and it would keep track of it. And using crypto, you'd be able to get rewards and use that to buy food, or maybe cash in for like a room, to be able to stay in a room for a night or something like that.
I like what Pollyanni's saying. I feel you, Miggy, but you both know me enough by now that I'm gonna think about how can people take advantage of this and ruin it for everyone, right? And it's game theory. If you're gonna pay me to clean up trash, I'm just gonna keep putting trash over here and wait for you to put up the bounty and say, hey, go clean it. Or, you know what I mean? If there is no bounty, maybe I have to go find trash bags around the corner and cut them open and dump trash out and make it mess. That way I have a job security, right? That's the gamification that I worry about with these, is that right there. That like, oh, I will gladly pay, people who have, issues with getting a job or getting a house to do these city tasks, these communal services. But then you open the doorway for that, bad actors, a bunch of hooligans from high school get together, make the park really messy, but then they get paid a couple $100 so they can go buy beer to get drunk in the woods with, right? Like how do you think like we could even prevent that gamification, right? It's like, it's just gonna happen if we put like, hey, here's the thing.
All fucked up. It's just a broken system. I mean, in general, it's deeper issues, they're deeper issues I don't think any of us can solve, not with crypto or anything like.
Yeah, and I think we need the abuse, people need to break stuff and fix it and break it and fix it so we can kind of test it and figure things out, plus it's fun.
No, take advantage of the system. As long as there's a system to be taken advantage of, it's nice that it's there, right? Yeah, go ahead, make the street dirtier, but you're still going to end up cleaning it at the end of the day. So the joke's really on you.
So, I mean, the end result is really what we want, right? Like, right. I mean, plus, if they could get money by other means easier than they would, so.
Yeah. Plus, you could employ other people. You could pay somebody to put the trash out, and then you go and collect and make more money, and you just kind of create this little system, if it works, it works.
Children, like, all right, kids, go tear shit up.
Sweatshops, little sweatshops of kids running around being like demolition crew, wearing hard hats and swinging sledgehammers. Yeah, exactly, dude.
It kind of sounds fun. I kind of want that job.
Put it to good use. There is a lot of buildings that could be taken down. They're too old these days. But yeah, I mean, so I guess moving away from that aspect of more towards like the utility for content on platforms. What are your thoughts on like the value that like platforms like Instagram has as opposed to a NFT marketplace, where it's very similar for content creators to post an image on Instagram and not feel, bad if it isn't somehow valued, right? There's no like money on Instagram. So you just get likes or you get comments. But once I see content creators looking at NFT marketplaces, it starts to become about like the monetary aspect of it. It doesn't matter how many people say they like your art. If it's not, if it's not just on Instagram, if it's an NFT, liking it isn't enough. We need to purchase it and support these artists. So I'm curious, as an artist who uses, these social platforms and marketplaces, sort of how can you have that conversation with your audience that, the hitting the like on Instagram is valuable, but hitting like on the NFT marketplace isn't as valuable as hitting purchase?
Yeah, well, at that point, it becomes resellable content, which I think is actually a really cool idea. So it's like, okay, and also as a creator, I wouldn't, there's, the stuff I put on, I don't even like to call it X because it's weird. There's stuff I put on Twitter and there's stuff I put on Instagram or OnlyFans or whatever, right? But it like sometimes there's really good work. Sometimes there's like really good work, especially for me, because I mix my art with my content and stuff. And so like if I were to like make an NFT of any of those images, the art, the videos, or whatever, like it's going to be the best of work, right? Not just like this, not just everything. But the problem with regular platforms, even like platforms that you monetize from like OnlyFans, is that it just all is in the feed, just the same. And, yeah, you pay to open a video, but like there's still the best of work can just get lost in that. So like as a I've been an artist my whole life. And so it switches mediums and focuses as I move through my life. So my art is like a living documentary of me. And so yeah, so the NFTs kind of give me that opportunity to capture like that best of work, like the stuff that I really want the best of, that is better than the stuff that you just post like a daily. And so then it gives like the fans, the supporters, a chance to resell it, to collect it if they want, to appreciate it. Yeah. So for me, like I guess on a personal level, it's more like a way to document the best of work. And I guess like from somebody who was buying it rather than just like liking it, it's like, well, you can become one, like an investor in my work. You could monetize my work, in no other way, especially like as an adult content creator. Like if I have a whole series of NFTs that unlock, my independent porn. So like in no other situation would it be okay for you to resell that content.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
illegal.
No. Yeah. Exactly. It's illegal, and
Right.
yeah. Exactly.
That's-
Yes.
So, but if you buy it as an NFT, I'm giving you the permission to resell it,
Right.
and still stays attached to me. And so that's another reason why I thought that having content out in that way was really super cool.
It makes it more intimate. It's very intimate for, the digital intimacy, the space that we have here in between us. I think it bridges that a little bit. At least that's how I feel. I mean, it makes it feel more visceral for me.
Yeah, honestly, I wish that more people would take advantage of it and make money from me. It's like, I'm giving you the only getting like 10 or 20% royalties. Like I set my royalties high. If I have a choice, it's 20% at least. But like, if it's like standard, it's usually like 10% or something. But it's like, please buy my work and make money from it. You know what I mean? Like that would be like honor. I want you to like, please like sell my work,
Yeah. I guess some people need to learn more about it.
Huh?
Yeah.
More people need to learn more about that part.
Yeah,
About how
exactly.
they could,
Because, well, looking at it legacy-wise, right, bro? It's like she's mentioned, it's like not only something that was like kind of taboo, but it was illegal to be thinking about flipping porn. Like I have some old school like Jimi Hendrix porn and Ron Jeremy porn, and it's like collector's edition porn, but I can't flip that shit legally.
Yeah. Especially if it's something that you can't, you can't really find anywhere else. Like, this kind of stuff you can't just search for, which is kind of, crazy that like a lot of these videos, I don't think they really are searchable unless you have the NFT itself, so it's a good way to keep, like, hey, like you have this, and the only way you can share it is to literally like have somebody looking at your phone or on the computer looking at your NFT. You can't just broadcast it everywhere, or like people can't just find it anywhere. So that kind of adds to, I think that value, and people just need to figure out like, hey, I could actually sell this later or do something with it. You're gonna have to have classes to teach people about that part.
Yeah.
Like I want people to do that, and I want like my work to outlive me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I want those royalties to end up going to my children one day. I don't think that's too much to ask. Like I spent all this time making this work. Why would I not want it to continuously? Like it just feels to me like things like OnlyFans and these platforms, it's just so silly.
Yeah.
It's like remove my content at any time. They can remove my account, all my work deleted, without my permission. And then what happens to it? Nothing. It's like I didn't make this work just so somebody could get off once. I made this work so people could get off for forever. You know what I mean? Like it should be timeless. So that's what I'm going for.
No, I'm with that, and especially with these new like AI integrations to the content scene. I know it's something that we're both kind of privy to because we're in that group chat, and I've been seeing a lot of it, and I know it's something that you've talked about. I believe there was even a Spaces I got to overhear a little bit of about like the AI. What do you want to call it? Like a doppelganger, an AI copy or a clone, or I don't know what to call it. We need a new word. Yeah, no, digital twin. It's like all these things don't make sense because it's way cooler. But I'm just curious, like, talking about being an immortal content creator and making things that last forever. Have you like thought about having an AI Pollyanny, and what would that even look like or entail as like, when you're gone, what are you going to be doing for a living? Like when you're dead, what are you going to be doing for a living?
Do I age? You know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
I
can we
don't know.
play with ages? Like, could I jump in and see Polly at 33, then hang out with the content Polly in her 50s? Because that's like, oh, that would be
I'm
so
sure
much
you
fun.
could, especially because if you have like they have those dynamic NFTs that degrade over time, with time that are timed, I guess, to kind of just be destroyed or something. Like have your representation get older, and they could just your content changes as you get older or whatever and stuff.
Yeah, I was really nerding out on that the other day after that Spaces. I was like, oh wow, I never thought of that. I'm totally about having like an AI version of myself, but I want to train it. Like I think it would be beneficial for AI and humanity in general to be like for there to be a me,
Yes.
like I feel like I have a unique perspective and life experience, and I would love for there to be an AI me, not just for like, so that I can live on, but also because I'm shy and I don't like to interact with people all that much. And so it would just be refreshing, I think, to have like a bot. Like so right now I have a OnlyFans management company. So I have chatters, people who chat on my behalf. I should probably not say that. I just like broke the fourth wall or whatever. But like, you know, I feel like it would be more morally acceptable for me to have like an AI version of me talk, you know what I mean? That I trained, like speaking on my behalf, than having some person that like I don't know, you know what I mean, speaking as me. It would be more of like an honest experience.
Yeah.
Like talking to an AI me, you're talking to an AI me. It's going to be transparent, but the chatter thing is kind of weird, and it's a common practice, for adult content creators to have chatters because it's just not realistic. Like you really cannot make money, you know what I mean, if you're talking to every single person, you know what I mean, all day every day. Like
Yeah.
it's just I like you can't, like most creators like need to be creating content, and a lot of adult creators are kind of like socially awkward and introverted like I am, and we express our sexuality in this way. So I think AI is like super dope to be able to do that in a more honest and honest way.
Yeah, it would be so cool to have like those interactions, knowing that you're busy, but again, it's honest, like, hey, I'm a bot, I'm busy, what's up? And then, the bot will
I'm a
relay the
bot. What's
message
up?
to you. I know that you'll get this message eventually, right? And then maybe the real you can reply. But it's like I think it's that new era version of the voice message or answering machine, right? It's like I think it's the natural progression of being able to talk to somebody when they're AFK or not available. It's like I was used to hearing the hey, it's me, leave a message at the tone. And I think
Right.
that's essentially where AI is going to pick up that puck. Is like when you call somebody online and they're not home. It's hey, your voicemail is AI. Like it just makes sense. And I feel like as like the end user of it, I feel like it gives me more value as I want to say a fan or a follower or a supporter, whatever the word may be, right? Like that value, me giving you that energy, I feel like it's transpired into that. Like, all right, I know you're not there, but it's better than getting nothing, being left on unread, or getting a static, copy paste response from a shitty bot or a management team. Like, it's like, oh, this is so like I feel valued, and I think that's what's going to matter to the people at the end, being valued as like a fan or a customer.
Yeah, I think as an artist or, especially someone running some type of business or working as an entrepreneur, it benefits them for sure. Because, like, imagine, even if you are alive, like you're doing an art gallery online, once this metaverse stuff, spatial web stuff works itself out and it kind of becomes what it is, you would imagine that you could have an art show at an art gallery online, and there would be millions upon billions of people who could potentially come, maybe one day billions. Everybody could interact in this digital space. So how do you as one person get to talk and interact with all these people who might have all these questions about your art or show pieces or want to buy things and talk to you, but with AI training and having avatars, you can have somebody talking to someone at all times and not even have to really be there because you've trained it. And
Exactly.
that's kind of like what Asforia is working on. We have the avatars that we create, and we have the AI training, so that way you have your stand-in be there for you, and you just go do what you need to do, and you have yourself there, small piece of you that you've trained and taught to kind of, talk to everybody, talk to about each art piece, be there for each guest and kind of give them their own unique experience instead of like a, cookie cutter message. It's all tailored to each individual question and person that you're talking
Right.
to and shit.
Polly, you know what freaks me out? Polly, Annie, you know what freaks me out about this AI stuff, bro? It's the
Like,
AI.
it's that garbage in, garbage out, right? Like if I start to like abuse these AIs and we do it collectively,
Oh no.
we've seen what happens with AI with like Twitter and Facebook, and shit turns racist real quick with a couple DMs. It's like garbage in, garbage out. I'm really
Yeah.
concerned about like rogue AI or like a virus or a bug or garbage in, garbage out. So like, imagine having this AI that we create of ourselves, and we train this AI. We scan our likeness to give it our image, and now it looks like us, sounds like us, represents us on an intellectual level. But 200 years after we're dead, people are interacting with it, right? It's kind of has this, give and take with the community that you have. It could grow to be something that you may never have become, right? And that's what I'm worried about when I look at like immortalizing myself in a way that's like this puppet over here, but you are some collection of all your experiences, all your memories, all your emotions that makes you who you are. When you detach that from you and you have another you that's going to have a new stream of emotions, interactions, and experiences, it may become something completely not you. Is that something that
of
you've
course.
considered?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would, of course, become something very different. And I hope that if there is an afterlife and our consciousness lives on, like, I will definitely hijack.
You're gonna like what is it? Like a poltergeist. You're gonna possess your AI. That's what
Nice.
you're gonna come back and haunt
Right.
the.
But it would also
That's really fucking funny. I love that.
That's
because like it's like, oh wow, you know what I mean? Like 100 years from now, it's gonna be so different. So like everything that I'm about is gonna be so like old school. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
you're such a prude.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
That's really
Yeah.
funny. I
They're like,
love
that
it.
was so 200 years ago. Like, what?
Yeah, that didn't age well. But I love that you thought about possessing your own AI. I feel like somebody needs to come out with like a Ouija board wallet where I could put my NFTs in this Ouija board wallet, and I can, reach out from the other realm and speak. Which
That would
way
be
does the
hilarious.
NFT move? Yeah, exactly. It would be pretty dope. I think crypto could totally prove, without a doubt, that there's an afterlife. I think I may have talked to this about with everybody one-on-one, but I'm a big fan of reincarnation, and I think that if you can remember 12 words and meditate, and you put these words into the cloud, and when you are eventually reborn, it may go through, different phases. You may be a worm, you may be a bird, you may be a shark, and maybe a human eventually. But when you get back to this human shell with that soul, you can meditate, tap into that cloud, and remember those 12 words. And like the Dalai Lama, be able to prove without a doubt that you are the person that used to have access to these assets. This is your comb, this is your brush, this is your shirt. Like, I think that's the real power of like what Satoshi was putting out there is like, all right, I'm gonna die, but I'll be back, and that's when I'm gonna move all these Bitcoin. And you're 500 years from now, 200, whatever it is, when Hal Finney is reincarnated, because that's who it is, it's Hal Finney, everybody. When he is reincarnated, he's gonna be able to move his Bitcoin and prove that he is Hal Finney in a new body. He is Satoshi because he has access to the keys and the code and the money. And I think that's Bitcoin's superpower. It's going to be able to prove that we can reincarnate and live. And I think it'll make people live better lives because they don't want to come back as a worm. They want to come back as a human, maybe.
Come back as a meme.
Yeah, be a better person for your own bags, right? Satoshi's going to monetarily incentivize people to just be good people. Because do you want to remember your 12 words next time you're reincarnated or not?
Yep. Honestly, I think so.
All right, so I guess to move from the doom and gloom of dying, and let's move into living and creating. What are some of like, I know you mentioned like platforms aren't any better, right? When they're Web 3 or Web 2, it's a platform is a platform. It's a central point of failure. But are there any Web 3 platforms that you look at as like maybe an indicator of like better things to come?
Yeah, recently I've been using a platform called Fantasy Digital, and they have been trying to get my attention for at least a year now, and it's taken me a while to kind of get over to them, but finally did. And yeah, I feel like they're doing it better than any of the other platforms right now, especially in crypto. Yeah, because they just have like I don't. It's too late for the words. We'll have to have serious conversations like early in the day. Like I can talk about death and existence and shit, but like real shit at 11, not my jam. But I definitely feel like Fantasy Digital really got my attention when I started using that platform. I was like, yes, this is better. This is better. You know, more gamification, quests. I really like the quests. I'm
Quests are
definitely,
fun.
yeah, and I've been thinking a lot lately about public facing metrics. I've been on like
Mm.
a multiple day thought rampage about that and about platforms and about just rethinking that. I think we need to collectively rethink that. Like it doesn't fucking matter how many followers you have. Like it really is so it's so irrelevant. And there are so many other like things that we could measure. But I'm not talking about like social, you know what I mean, platforms, but more of like content platforms, things like OnlyFans and you
Mm-hmm.
know that kind of style of thing. It's like, you know, the kind of things we need to measure is, you know, things that aren't numbers. Like we just, I feel like we're measuring the health of a ecosystem, the health of a brand or of a
Mm-hmm.
person based on very simple metrics. It'd be very similar to going to a doctor, them taking your blood pressure and being like, looks good, you're healthy. But like that's just one system of flow that the body has, you know. And so I feel like our current metrics are like very limited and primitive almost. Like I'm very
Yeah.
excited to see us move past, and I really hope I get to see it in my lifetime. Us being able to visibly express like other metrics, metrics that are more abstract. You know, your experience, how it made you feel, or not necessarily how
Yeah.
many people, not popularity, not
Yeah.
like there. That's so limited. Like I said, it'd be like you just taking your blood pressure and being like, looks good, you're healthy. You know,
Yeah.
but
It's surface
kind of
level, right? It's just surface level statistics, and it
uh,
doesn't really look deep enough to have any real value in, oh, you got likes or you're right. It really doesn't matter because what's the quality of the content? I've seen people follow and flock to low grade quality just for the meme of it, right? And it's like, great, now this low quality, low effort thing has so many followers that it outweighs the value of something that's really high effort, high quality, but has low followers. And you did this intentionally just to be trolls. And I think it's creating idiocracy. It's like oh, if 100,000 people
Yeah,
like this thing, it must be good. But no,
right.
100,000 people liked it to troll you into thinking it was good, and you liked it generically thinking it was good. Congratulations, you're the punchline.
yeah, like think for yourself, you know.
Yes, but you can't when you see those numbers, and I think you're onto something. I would personally, because I'm paying for all these platforms because of the check marks and shit, I would personally like to have in my paid options to turn off those numbers. I don't care what many followers I have or how many people I'm turn it off. I don't want to see how many people like my stuff. I don't want to see how many people repost it. Turn the numbers off.
But it would change. Instagram tried to do that. I
Oh,
feel like they
really?
try to do that. Like,
You're
or
right.
you can talk it now on that platform. I don't know. I don't use it very often.
Yeah, I've seen the
But
rumor mill about it
people would
where
do different though. So it's like in some way, like I feel like in some way, like people wouldn't treat you different. Like if you had like 200 followers, people would not take you seriously. And that's the kind of shit that is so silly to me, you know,
yep, yep.
I guess.
No, I get it.
They're
Right.
I
metrics. Like,
Or the other end where you have like a ton of followers, and so people think they're like, oh man, this person has like 800,000 followers. We should like
And then you meet them in
make them
person,
CEO.
and they're so
They're, like,
one-dimensional and bored. Like, I didn't expect you to be this boring with that many followers. How are you this?
Right.
How are you this vanilla in real life?
Yeah, because 700,000 robots. That's right.
Yes, yes.
Good times. What's your favorite blockchain to work on for your or to use for your NFTs?
I'm in between right now. I feel like I took a brief hiatus in 2022 because 2020 and 2021 were really intense, and then like I just the whole like everything I fell out before everything like went down. Like I feel like I was already like down before like
Yeah.
that happened. But I don't know. So ever since then, I'm still trying to find my footing, and I haven't quite found my footing yet. So I
Yeah.
haven't put a lot. I mean, I put something out on Optimism. I put something on Base. I put stuff on Polygon.
So many options.
I know I've kind of been just like kind of dip my toes in different things, and
Yeah.
I'm still trying to find I'm trying to find anything now. So
You should try everything there is available because there's not anything really like 100% super established. I mean, besides, you could say, I guess Ethereum has somewhat of a standard, but why not try the new things, especially with the new communities going there. There's always new opportunities and you do it, sell it everywhere.
Yeah, I saw
yeah.
earlier you had a post about looking for people to collaborate with. Did you want to elaborate a little bit on that? Because I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, so I think I have a thing, a new thing that I'd like to do, and I want to paint people. So I've been
Wait, like somebody goes around and paints houses or paints like cars, and you want to paint people.
but I want to paint people with my own body. Like I want to paint your body with my body. Like
That is
we're
so dope.
Your body, my
canvases
body.
time. So I started this by myself in 2020 during the lockdown, trying to figure out things to do on my live streams. I used to live stream every day. I think I did 130 consecutive days. So yeah, so now I want to paint people. I've done enough painting of myself. I did painting live on stage. I turned it into like a live like performance art thing. So now I think the next stage of this is painting other people.
So cool.
I've done one painting of other people, and so now I want to paint more people. So I made a post about it today, and I got a lot of positive response. People like, I would love if you paint me. Different kinds of people from all different areas. Some people who are into crypto, people who aren't into crypto, people who are like, it was just a really cool mix of things. And I'm like, oh, I really kind of want to do this as a thing, and maybe like do a little like mini tour and go and paint people, maybe use it as an opportunity to educate people about crypto, help them like get started into it, if they're not already into it. It could be, just a neat opportunity to connect with people and touch other people.
I love that.
Right.
I think that's dope. I really do. I saw the video or picture I think you posted with the previous collab that you did, and yeah, he looks dope. I see. Part of me would be like, I would probably, if it was like on my, I'm just like gonna get a tattoo of this now. Like I'm just gonna walk to a tattoo shop and be like, can you tattoo this Polly Annie art that she did on me? Like just this one piece of my leg though. I know the whole body's covered, but I can't get a whole full body tattoo. Yeah, that's definitely because when I saw the art, I was like, yeah, that's definitely a dope like leg tattoo. At least that's what I saw. Like I saw the permanentness of it.
Yes. I've thought that too, of like capturing some of my paintings. Because when I paint, I've done this mostly by myself. That's how I've made most of my art. Most of my NFT collections is I do these live paintings, and then I'll like afterwards I'll take photos of my body, it's all painted. So I match the canvas. And so then I make these collections where I collage, my photos with the painting that I made. And yeah, my train just totally the track ended there.
That's the close to midnight tracks. It happens to a lot of our guests. I think we chose this time to keep everybody off their guard. Like, unfortunately, we caught you in the crosshairs of it, but like literally the goal of the show was to be as late at night as possible that every guest that we have is taken off guard because everybody usually talks around noon.
It's not even that late, honestly. I'm just like, I go to bed seriously like 7 p.m.
Well, technically, you can't even see because the stupid green screen, but it's 7:41 where I am. So it's actually the first time I'm doing the podcast early.
Nice. Yeah, it's 9:41 for me. Not too bad.
Wow, we're all rocking different time zones right now. None of us are calling
across
in from
the TZs.
Right,
nope, none of us are in the same reality. I guess we're in different time zones.
Yeah, this is the multiverse as thick as it gets.
The multiverse show.
Yeah,
not another Bitcoin podcast.
Not another multiverse. not another metaverse, I guess, right? That's the words that are thrown around a lot. Do you talk about metaverses and stuff like that in your circle of content and stuff? Because like I would love to go to like a metaverse equivalent of like a club, and I don't think we're really there yet. But it would be cool to have those conversations. I'm just curious, like, what your thoughts are on like club environments for adult content or just an adult club in general, like in the metaverse, right? Like you said earlier, you're not really very social in this aspects of like going out to the IRL, but you've done like live streaming and you've done stuff with like spaces. So I'm just curious, like, what do you think about like kind of taking that more in-person approach in the metaverse?
I feel like I'm not allowed to have an opinion on the metaverse because I use my phone for 98% of everything I do, which means metaverse is sort of out of my.
That's metaversey.
Like, is it though? I guess like crypto voxels works on your phone. That's one. I don't know if any others.
Not very good luck with it. I've not really been able to participate in that way. I like the idea of it, but unfortunately, I don't feel like I'm allowed to have any opinion on that.
Yeah, have you thought about at least getting your art involved, like having it, made for metaverse, like 3D and stuff like that?
Yeah, I actually have. Yeah.
Like a 3D model, like I guess what do they call those? Like renders or something? Like an action figure? Is there like an action figure Polyani character in the metaverse?
Do like a statue.
Yeah.
I would like to design the clothes and the buildings. I mean, it's definitely me, but like my level of like tech, I'm actually like, I really literally just use my phone for almost all of my work, which I find a great freedom in because my phone is small and I can take it everywhere with me. It's very simple. But it's also very limited. So I feel like there is a lot of potential there. I just lack the tools really. And then I don't know.
But we're still too early, honestly.
So like I could figure that shit out, but the getting on like a computer or a laptop, that is so much for me. Like it's so stressful. I'm like, my phone is fine.
Do you think you'll progress to a computer setup and stuff, or do you think that the technology will get easier for the phones?
I hope that the technology gets easier for the phones. I mean, it just makes sense. Like my phone is small, and literally I can put it in my pocket and take it anywhere I go. And I would really love to be able to do everything I need to do from it.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't do as much as they did now 5 years ago. And 10 years before that, they sure as hell weren't doing what they do now, right? So, yeah, I feel as the tech for the phone, like the mobile computer, I guess, forget calling it a phone. It's so much more than a phone now. It feels weird to call it that. It's a portable computer, and they're going to get better. Yeah, I don't think you're going to have to figure out how to use a computer anytime soon. I think those applications are going to figure out how to make mobile versions of themselves for people just like you, because computers are outdated. It feels like having a computer feels like having one of those like I don't know, like a Rubik's thing or whatever, the thing for counting money. You know what I'm talking about? Like just moving the little chips.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it feels like it's old tech. Yeah, it's just old tech, but we still use it because like we're set in our ways. But the mobile device is definitely the superior like interface when it comes to us engaging with Web3.
Yeah, it's only going to get better.
I was late to the whole smartphone game and the internet, like in general. I had a flip phone until 2009, I think.
Nice.
I was pretty far behind. So I mean, I'm pretty
You know, you
with
whip a
my
flip phone out in 2009, you look like a drug dealer. It's like you can't have a flip phone that late in the game.
That's funny.
You get looks. You get looks like, what are you, a time traveler?
No, the Razor was still cool in 2009. What you mean?
Was it?
my fucking had all the shit before I did, and I'm like, oh mom, teach me. Like
But now
That's
with
really
AR
cool.
technology, I think that's what really it's going to evolve more into, is that the phones will become more interactive in that way, because we'll be using it so much, it'll have to be able to, interact in our normal world at the same time, and not like crash each other or kill each other in accident or hurt yourself, or whatever.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to just do art and digital art while you're doing things on your phone too, but it'll just be happening like right in front of you at the same time.
I'm sitting here wondering why I'm getting darker and darker, and it's literally because the sun is setting, and that's the only light I had in this room, and I just realized, like, why?
Oh.
I'm like, why am I getting dark?
Oh,
It's
the
like I'm,
sun just set on the way.
yeah, the sun is
Nice.
literally, just setting over here on me. So I have to go ahead and turn
That's
that.
too funny.
Yeah, there we go. Now I have the light on. The sun was just hitting me perfectly this whole time I was here, and I'm like, yeah, I used to be doing this at 10 o'clock at night on the East Coast, so already has the lights on and everything. It's cool. It's weird. I get to go outside and actually have like dinner after the podcast. It's
Nice.
never get to do that before. Is there anything that you wanted to talk about, like any recent projects, recent work, any kind of drops or anything that you have like available, or even like not even recent, but things that are available that haven't sold out, or anything that you would like to talk about, like promote wise?
yeah, I guess so. I mean, the last thing that I released, like as far as like a collection, was called The Meeting Room, and it's been a while. It's been like over a year, so I haven't really released anything new in a while. So the Meeting Room collection is based off a live painting I did at Exotica, New Jersey in 2022. And so after I do these live paintings, because all right, let me tell you about the live paintings. It's like a live abstract performance dance thing. And they happen over the course of multiple days, about 10 to 20 minutes on stage to music. And I have a canvas and I have paint and I have no concept. So it's just complete in total flow. I just get on the stage like a burlesque, you take my clothes off, pull paint on myself, paint these paintings. And then and after that experience, which is really fun for me, by the way, like I really love that shit, which is why I'm really excited to collab with other people and bring them into that, because it would totally be the same thing. Like we're gonna put like an album on, we're gonna have a playlist, or we're gonna dance, or I'm gonna dance around you and you're gonna stand there. So, but then after I make the paintings, I take, like I said, the pictures and make the collages, and I try to tell the story of it. But so the Meeting Room, I spent weeks, months, even just staring at this painting once it was done. And so the fun part for me about the work that I do is when I create abstractly, it's in flow and it means nothing at the time. So then I take the time to sit and be like, what does this mean to me? What was I trying to say? What symbols, what patterns, what things, what is this? What does this mean? So some artists create and they have a concept in their mind first, and they create from that. I create from nothing, and then I figure out what it is. Like I create art to know myself. Like my art helps me to know myself. So this collection in particular, the Meeting Room collection, meant a lot to me because I spent more time staring at this painting, and I went on like journeys, like just complete spiritual journeys into this painting, and created like some poems and stuff out of it. But the collection, there's still like half the pieces are available. The painting is still available.
What platform?
So
what blockchain?
That's
How
awesome.
much?
they're on Polygon. They are like 0.12 ETH, or 500 Matic. The painting itself, I don't know what I'm not gonna take like less than like 3,000 for the painting.
And that's a physical painting, like not like yeah.
Physical painting. Yeah, so that's what I do. I make these collections and then I sell the physical paintings also, like as an NFT, so the buyer can, you know, claim the painting and I'll send it to them. But what's so fun about all of this is I've done so many of these paintings and I've sold 4 of them so far as NFTs, and I still have all of these paintings in my possession. Like I have all the paintings still. So like whenever the collectors are ready to like for me to send them, I will. I don't know. Trying ended there.
If you ever animate the digital parts of it, you should use Artvive or Artvive to do an overlay for the physical painting. It like puts like a filter on your phone, and it puts like an animation over your physical painting or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's, I mean, so if you like, you know, take your physical painting and make a digital version of it, but you animate it, you can upload the animation to Artvive. So whenever anybody scans that with the app, the animation will turn on over the painting. So you'll be looking at the physical painting, but the animation will.
If you think that, will you send me that?
Nope.
I knew he was gonna say that.
I want that.
Yeah, no, I'll find the link or something.
Yeah, that would be really cool, especially with the art that you have. You have a lot of cool content that you could pick to be the overlay representation of that. You could even do what I've seen other people do. I think Johnny Dollar has a version of this where if you take the Artvive app and you look at one of his pieces, it's literally just a video of him that pops up in front of his art and he's just talking to you about his art. And it's just like the bio of the art. It's just so funny because it's just like this artist who's clearly just like an artist who was like, I found this cool tech and I'm just going to put my face in front of it. It's just so funny because when I use it, it's just like shows him talking about his art. And it's just like kind of a cool companion to it. You know, I think that's really cool. So you can do a lot. You have a great imagination. Playing around with like something like that would be really interesting because then I get this physical painting I can hang on my wall and then I could tell somebody, hey, open your phone, download this app, check out what that painting can do.
Yeah.
I like that because my paintings, I feel like they're not great, honestly. I'm just gonna say
great. Stop
I don't feel like they're, but it's how they were made. What's magic about them is how it was made. Like, like everything. I'm in that painting, like mind, body, and soul. Like, you know what I mean? Like I black out when I perform even because like I just get into such a state. Like, so I feel like that would be so cool for me because for me, my paintings are about how it was made, not what it is. And to me, that's what art is. Art is the process of creating, not the end result. That's another weird thing I think that we have is like, we think that art is like the finished product, but art isn't the finished product. Art is like the process of making that thing. You know,
that'd be cool that you can make you can make an overlay, the process of it being made. You know, it doesn't have to be an animation. Like it can literally be whatever you want. It could be a black screen, you know, whatever. But I mean, you could have it to where they scan it and then the picture turns into a video of like, you know, the stuff of just clips of, you know, the process of it being made. And then at the end of it goes, you know, back into the painting or whatever.
That's why you do the live streams. You create this art live because you understand that people watching the process adds value to it.
Yeah, exactly. That's the value to me. I feel like that's the greatest value of it. It's like I'm making.
Oh my god! All right, I would love to collab and volunteer to have my body painted with your body. I feel like you should do this at a conference though or something. I know you don't like to be out and about in the real world, but like just like put you in a glass box, keep you safe so nobody can say anything. Just leave you to do your art thing in this glass box. And like watch people do art on people. Like I feel like that would be sick.
That's fun.
About it.
Yes. Maybe we can do something cool at Shitcoin conference.
Huh?
There's half a chance we could do something really cool at Shitcoin conference.
Let's do it.
Yeah, just do a live.
Fuck it, we're gonna do it live, Mickey.
That's my jam. I want to perform. I don't want to talk to people. I want to be weird and dance and make. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's how I connect with people. Like, watch me be weird. Like,
nice.
I love that. I love that.
That's why I get on. That's why I just do this podcast to what for that.
Big facts. I guess we're gonna wrap things up. We can wrap it up here. Is there anything weird that you want to talk about that you have going on before we go?
Not that I can think of at the moment.
All right, guys. Check out Polly Annie on Twitter. It's Polly Annie1, right, on Twitter?
Polyannie01.
Yeah, check
I'm
out.
shy. You'll have
Yeah,
to
you
look.
have to type. You have to really look for it. It took me forever to find it, but I found it because it wouldn't just pop up, and I was like, I could remember it.
Yeah, we
think
both
so.
live in the shadows, bro. Me and Polly Annie are just in the shadows waiting for people to shine a flashlight on our fucking profiles.
Yeah. Well, I did. I tagged y'all.
You're the
so
bro,
we're
bro.
both on there.
All right, everybody watching, if you could do me a favor, head on over to Polyannie01, give her a follow, check out her content, and purchase some art. I love you all. Don't forget to hit that retweet or repost button. It still looks like the same symbol, just goes by a new name, right? Click it, hit it, flick it, lick it, do the thing, share this
Bounce
out
it.
all around. Yeah, exactly. You got it. All right, guys, thank you. Have a day. We're going to go. Polly Annie, appreciate your time. You go get some sleep, girl. You look tired.
I am.
Bye.
Peace out.
Bye.
Hello, happy bros. Hey, you're about to get a face full of the Kenn Bosak. He's a mentor. That's what I heard. He's a connector. Oh, yeah. He's a brilliant leader. I've seen it. It's Kenn Bosak. Oh, happy bro. You gotta get some Bitcoin and hold it. Happy bros. You gotta get those NFTs and you gotta hodl that stuff. You gotta hodl it. 'Cause I'm Kenn bro. We got your Bitcoin, bro. He's an original. Buy some NFTs and hold them. How many times does he have to tell you? Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. 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 Yeah, we're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Bro, we're going to the moon. Oh yeah, we're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. Real high. Yep. Real high. Hello, happy bros. Come get some Kenn Bosak. Hello, happy bros. Hey, you're about to get a face full of the Kenn Bosak. He's a mentor. That's what I heard. He's a connector. Oh, yeah. He's a brilliant leader. I've seen it. It's Kenn Bosak. Oh, happy bro. You gotta get some Bitcoin and hold it. Happy bros. You gotta get those NFTs and you gotta hodl that stuff. You gotta hodl it. 'Cause I'm Kenn bro. We got your Bitcoin, bro. He's an original. Buy some NFTs and hold them. How many times does he have to tell you? Going to the moon. Going to the moon. We're going to the moon.